The wild here doesn't whisper, it roars. Glaciers crack like thunder. Waterfalls carve paths through time. And in the middle of it all, she waits. Motor yacht Unbridled. A sanctuary of warmth and refinement in the heart of Alaska's untamed frontier. Bears wander the shoreline. Whales breach on the horizon. Seals nap on drifting ice while you sip champagne on the aft deck. This isn't a cruise, it's a calling, and only the bold will answer. Now booking your next unforgettable charter, yachtunbridled.com or through your preferred charter broker.
Top of the morning, afternoon, folks, wherever you are. It's Captain Liam here from Unbridled. I'm honoured to have Graeme Lord, the one and the only, from the founder of Fairport, but now the founder of PYC Cayman. How are you, Graeme?
Hi, Liam. It's nice to see you again. Nice to chat to you as always.
Likewise. Where's your travels taking you later? You've just done the boat show, Fort Lauderdale, and you're taking a break, or?
Yeah, just did the rounds, did the Cannes boat show, then the Monaco boat show, Fort Lauderdale boat show, and it's Mets this week, but I decided to sit that one out.
Mate, does it ever stop? You go Mets, and then it's Turkey, then it's Antigua, then it's Miami. I mean, what's the game?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Antigua's right around the corner, so it's a lot. You got one of them has to drop out, so this year it was Mets.
Well, the top two is still probably Flibs and Monaco, I'd say, correct?
Palm Beach boat show is worth paying attention to.
True,
for sure.
True.
Yep.
Well, tell us about PYC Cayman. It's been 2-3 years now?
The business is 8 years old, but it wasn't the focus because I was really involved in the yacht management side and was supplementing Fairport for the crew. What was beginning to happen is previously the crew were always hired by a entity that was belonged to the owner.
Yeah.
And I think following the aviation world, American owners in particular started going, I want another wall between me and employees in general, not just yacht crew.
Yeah.
So can you provide an employment solution, which we did, but it was, for want of a better word, a bit of a sleeper. And as I transitioned out of yacht management, one of the things I can safely say that speaking to people, owners who get out of the industry, whenever I see them, I always ask the same question: why did you get out? And the answer is always the same. I just didn't want to deal with the crew problems anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I believe it's as high as, let's go super conservative and say 40%. If we're losing 40% of our existing business to crew issues, why not tackle the crew issue? And that's what PYC is all about. The concept I have, and it'll take a bit more time, but it's working on the clients that want to work with us, is we will take on the liability of being the employer. Obviously, as an employer, that means we have to pay crew, and we have to look after their medical needs and any disputes and employment contracts. But in return, Mr. Owner, we need certain tools. I need to be able to offer a good work environment. I need to be able to offer proper pay. We're a huge supporter of rotation.
Yeah.
And we become the middleman. I'm not working for the crew. I'm not working for the owner. I'm working for myself, providing great crew to great boats.
Absolutely. I mean, I 100% agree. I've dealt with owners, obviously, and I'm quite long-term relationship with these owners. And the biggest thing they say that frustrates them is the crew, not the boat. It's the crew, either the turnover of crew or the reasons they'll sell the boat is because the captain's left. Even like that's how serious it gets.
Absolutely.
Makes no sense to the crew because we're just here doing our job, but it makes sense that they're investing all their money and they're usually their biggest asset and liability is a yacht, correct? One of their
Absolutely. No, it is. I mean, across the board, it is the biggest privately owned asset that they have. And as a former crew member, I spent 10 years as a chief engineer, and I can honestly say I don't have one bad experience. I loved being crew, and I would welcome, and I've spoken about this, doing the occasional delivery just for fun. I love it. I love being at sea. But I did it. I was twice in a situation where the boat was sold. Yeah. As a chief engineer, you get picked apart. At the time, it was Pat Marine, and they're very thorough. Yeah. They pick apart your 2 or 3 years of work. That's their job. And you fight with him and you convince him that they're wrong and I'm right, and don't put that on the defect list.
Yeah.
Probably save the seller a couple of $100,000, and the boat changes ownership, and your thank you is here's 2 weeks severance. Have a nice life.
See you later.
That doesn't feel good, and this is where the problem starts. In my mind, is who is unloyal here? The owners will say it's a crew, but owners are unloyal too, and that really is where we're getting in the middle, going, okay, in that scenario, part of our contract, if the boat goes up for sale, we have to have a conversation, and we're going to talk about the severance package on day one. And if you don't want to work with us on a severance package, then we're canceling our contracts, because I'm not going to be the guy that goes to my crew, as I see it, and say you're terminated without a fair handshake at the end. Exactly. And by the way, we want to carry on working with you as crew because we like you. And that's where we're going with this, is to assemble a crew. My goal is around 2,000 crew. I know in that we'll have 400 crew that we really know we can get along with, and build a team where I can say to the owner, I'm going to provide you with crew. You can choose who you want. You can hire from whoever source you want. I'm indifferent, but we have a core of people who are good, solid people, career driven, and this is a good match. But if you do have any issues, simply say to the crew member, I'm not your employer. I actually don't know anything about your employment. Yeah. Please call the team at PYC and get it resolved.
Lovely.
And as I said, I'm not loyal to I'm loyal to my staff or the crew. Yeah. And we'll find a resolve. It may just be that you're the right person on the wrong boat, and maybe we need to find something else for you.
Exactly. I mean, my brother works in the corporate world, and I think you're onto something that has never been done in yachting before, Graeme, and that's why I love it. That's what I'm passionate about. And you and we're going down the path here, and I'm like, what you're saying resonates on so many levels, because in yachting, and you even kind of said this word loyalty. My brother worked in the corporate world in California, and he kind of says loyalty is a legal form of slavery. Unless you have clear boundaries, it shouldn't really, we're loyal because of a paycheck. No, we're loyal because of the identity we're creating. And PYC, I think, is creating an identity in industry that is unique, and it's strong, and it's built on the right ethics and standards that crews should be working towards. Not just, I'm here for a month, I don't feel well today, I quit. So it goes both ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's where we're providing because we are the employer, I'm able to do a group insurance plan with Cigna. The pricing on that is unbeatable for the quality of what we have. But to address what you said is, I don't feel well. Well, that's great, because we have amazing medical insurance. Yeah, I'm having a bad day at work. Well, that's great. There's a QR code on your notice board in the crew mess. Go to that, and you have free unlimited access to a therapist on your phone. Obviously, this wasn't available till Starlink became a real player, but a crew member can take that and speak to a therapist and go, I'm having a real bad day. It's either work-related. Most of the time, it's I miss my family and I need some help. So we're providing those tools. The next bolt-on is a pension plan. It's been complicated, but we're just about there, where the owners contribute heavily towards the pension plan. But in return, you've got to stay a certain amount of time to get that contribution.
Fantastic.
But I think most importantly is when there's a dispute. This is where I see people really being treated badly. You have, let's say, for example, a stewardess who's good at her job or his job, but just isn't the right fit for the crew or the owner. And they say, okay, we want you to leave. You're not the right fit. And by the way, because you're not the right fit, we're not paying for your flights. We're not giving you the fair severance package. We're not doing this. Have a nice life. We won't tolerate that. No, we will follow the contract. We will follow the contract. We'll do the right thing. Because 9 times out of 10, that's not a bad person. It's just not the right fit. Yeah. And we don't want that person to leave with the sour taste of the yachting industry. We want to make sure they're taken care of. Yeah. But in the same respect, if we do a random drug test and you have a serious drug in your system, you're out. We're done with you. We are going to the full. We're going to the full extent of our legal rights to be done with you, and you're never coming back.
Well,
So
it goes well.
Exactly, it goes both ways. We've got a lot of. I was a consultant in the creation of MLC.
Yeah.
35 years in the industry, 25 years of yacht management. Our employment agreements have been tried, tested. We're on version 16 of the very first one I started working on. We have a fair and balanced SCA, Seafarers Employment Agreement. It works.
Yeah.
And it's balanced. It doesn't favor either party. It's just a good, well-balanced agreement.
And what type of what type of crew are you looking towards? US crew, foreign crew, the whole all different flags, or not just Cayman Island flag?
Everything. The reason we go with the Cayman jurisdiction is that if we had a frivolous claim, and I've had experiences while I had Fairport as a US company, where how much is a broken toe worth? Well, you certainly want to be healed. You certainly should be paid while you're healed. And if there's a genuine loss, you should be compensated for that.
Yeah.
Is it worth $8 million? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So Cayman, because it's such an important, the registry is such an important source of income to the government and the local attorneys and accountants, they will be fair. They will follow the agreement, but they won't allow something to spiral out of control. Yeah. So the jurisdiction is Cayman, but we'll work with every flag state, and we do.
Fantastic. Every flag state all over the world, PYC Cayman. What trends are you seeing in the positive side for new owners? Because I read a data the other day that owners are getting younger and younger. So what trends are you seeing dealing with your client as owners? What are they looking for in crew, or what trends are you seeing?
They're getting more adventuresome. It's not just that there is the yachts that can actually do the task. Definitely anything that's been built in the last 10 years can do a lot more. The task of going around the world is completely viable. But the Starlink is a game changer. Yeah. You can now you can go remote, and you can stay connected. And that really, I believe, was the bottleneck. There is the adventuresome spirit, but being disconnected for 10, 14 days, or having to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for connection wasn't working. So it's a big change.
And as well, it was always slow,
Yeah. So it's exactly, even at that horrendous price, you were still like working on the fax machine speed. So that's a super positive change, but it also comes with crew that want to go remote and want to be seafarers and have a well-structured rotation program that they can stay in touch with their families and feel connected to the rest of the world that's important to them. And that's all part of the picture of, if you want to go around the world but you're not prepared to put on 2 Starlinks, then you're not our client. It's not going to work.
We've got 5 now on Unbridled. One for the tender, one for the tender, because even when they go out fishing, they want to see their grandkids catch a fish live on the main salon on our blink cameras on the HCB. And it's like,
beautiful.
Awesome. They're in Alaska. The owners are sitting there. They don't want to go fishing because it's drizzling rain. I said, no problem. Log in here to the blink camera on the big screen. They're watching their kids fish, catch halibut. And they're like, don't need to go fishing. I'm like, perfect. Relax, have a cocktail. So that's the connectivity.
And I was given this saying a few years ago, and I think it's more applicable than ever, is the surgery was a complete success. It's a pity that the patient died. And the clientele that's coming along has the wealth.
Yeah.
Trying to save a few $1,000s and then failing to show up on time is a big error that's been made. We're tuned to save money. But if it comes at the expense of not being able to perform, what have you done? You've scared the client away. And did that 10,000, 100,000, million, did it really move that client's personal needle? No, it didn't.
No.
But not showing up for the owner is tolerable. It's the embarrassment of them going to their friends and saying, hey, I know you cleared your schedule for 10 days, but we're canceling.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. Yeah. And people don't like that. So this is something I really encourage the industry to change a little bit. Is we're a luxury item. It's expensive.
Yeah.
My son works for Gulfstream Jets. They're up in the hangars. It's if you have the money, we have the time. They're shameless about this. If you want to have a reliable business jet, it takes money. If you want to have reliable yachts, it takes money. It's expensive.
Yeah, 100%. It takes. So that's from the owner's side. From the crew side, I'll be the one that stands up and say, I have so many crew that kind of not complain, but in my past, they're like, the old yes person. The captain's a yes person. And I often have to sit down with a crew and remind them, we are humble servants. We are humble servants. Our job is to serve. That's it. Let's not dress it up saying we're the most important, amazing people in the whole world. They are paying a lot of money per day, per meal to get perfection. And our job is to serve them the best we can and present the best way we can. So that's the angle I kind of come from, is a lot of times in the industry, I kind of fight the crew in a little bit saying, it's not about us. We're here to be Premier League football players and be the best athletes we can be for these clients, because they keep demanding more. So what trends do you see from a crew perspective that you feel are lacking without being negative?
So just on that subject, my second favorite saying is, you can have the most incredible yacht in the world, but if you have an average crew, you're going to have an average experience.
Yeah.
Conversely, you can have an average yacht with an incredible crew, and you're going to have an amazing experience.
Yeah.
So understanding that the crew make the experience is, where do you stand personally to make somebody's experience? Are you really thinking about their experience or what your experience is? So you have to put the client in any service. You have to put the client first.
Yeah.
And then the client will reward you for giving them that experience. That I know that works.
Yeah.
Getting the mindset that, the boss is coming, as opposed to, cool, the boss is coming.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna knock it out the ballpark.
Yeah.
And at the end of that trip, we're gonna get rewarded. What I'm able to do with the owners of the boat, because we have, I'd have to check the numbers, but somewhere around 800 crew, when they come to me and they say, I have 10 crew, I'm paying this, are the numbers right? I can pull up comps and go, here's real numbers. This is not what's published in the media.
Yeah.
Here's what you are competing for good crew.
Yeah.
And if you want to be competitive for good crew, this is what other people are prepared to pay.
Yeah.
And this is where you are. So you able to give real data. So yes, you've had an amazing experience. You want to reward the crew. Here's how we do it. 9 times out of 10, it's not just money. And we spend a lot of time talking to crew. What do you want? The problem with money is that you give a pay increase, and generally, this is a general statement. Yeah. So take it as it is. People change their spending habits. Yeah. There are other ways of rewards. Rewards are access to a gym. It has risen to very high. That's a 2 or 3 on crew members' wish list.
Crew access to gym on board, or membership,
gym or memberships, or one of the things that we're working on is, first of all, I have a personal trainer in Fort Lauderdale, now one in Monaco, that will go onto your yacht for a day, look at what's on board, and come up with a program using the stairs, using places where you can do pull-ups, things that already are on the yachts, and say, here's a 45-minute workout that you can do on board the boat with existing equipment without a gym, and you will stay in great shape.
Yeah.
So using what you have, and then probably the number one is scheduled time off. Knowing, can I make it to my sister's wedding or can't I? I just want to know. Not maybe. Okay, 3 days. Yep, you can go. And now you're paying a bloody fortune for a flight. that was avoidable.
And you made feel bad. Like I remember the day after my wedding, I got a call from the boss saying, I need you to go back to the yacht. And I was in the pool with my family. And I'm like, the industry's brutal. And I've been through all the horrible situations where I had to go to my brother's wedding and leave that night to get back to a charter because the owner or the captain makes you feel bad about leaving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's where I think people will tell untruths to try and secure that, as opposed to saying, hey, this is really important. And these are not impossible conversations to have with the owner. It's one of the things I liked about yacht management, I really like about PYC, is because we have a volume of clients. If I tell the owner the truth and they turn around and say, I don't like your truth, I'm going somewhere else, I can sleep just fine at night. Yeah, we lose a little bit of income, but you know what? I'll replace you. Yeah. So I'll give you your truth. And the truth is, if you want to retain this crew, then we need a bit of scheduling courtesy here. Yeah. And you don't have to tell us. Just put the person in charge on the other captain, purser, in charge of touch with your pilots. They know what your schedule is. Yeah. We can make this so you don't have to report in what your schedule is. We can figure this out. Yeah. But give us a schedule or accept that, we might change chief stews halfway through your trip. So what? Yeah. We're changing a good chief stew out for a good chief stew. So what? But they're going to be there for your next trip. And that's what's important. So when you're at your most vulnerable, in your board shorts, having a drink, that you're going to have the same faces. And I need concessions from you, and in return, I will give you consistency. Yeah, exactly. And I think the difference here is a lot of people, obviously your history being so successful with Fairport and the management side of things, you've kind of gone away from all those regulations and requirements, and you're just being crew-centric and owner-centric. Just the one thing. Correct. And what I would say to crew, absolutely rotation crew. Yeah. Don't fight with your rotation crew member. Don't figure it out, because otherwise you're going to lose it. Yeah. And never throw your rotation crew member under the bus. You're going to show up and they did things the way you wouldn't do it. Deal with it. So that's the tip. That's the tip of the day. Eh? That's what you see a lot of. Rotational. And like all departments, like captains, heads of departments, all the way down. Yeah, I was not able to do my job because the rotation crew member puts the sheets for the master in another location. Yeah. Work it out. Yeah. Work it out between the two of you. Don't escalate it. Don't take it higher up the chain, because all you're doing is saying, no matter what we do, we're going to fail. Yeah. And that's the only issue I see with rotation. Other than that, as I said, I'm a big fan. I do think that junior crews should consider what their real career path is. If you're on 3 months off 3 months on and 1 month off, are you losing valuable sea time, and are you slowing down your progression? Quite possibly. So maybe while you're under 30 years old, if you're serious about this business, sea time is probably more important right now to you. So make a decision on that. Otherwise, you're probably going to be left behind by the people that are cranking up their sea time and taking the next license. You're probably going to get left behind. So a good question I got coming in that people have asked me to ask you is, what about longevity? Where's your take on that? And because you're saying sea time and you're saying career, so many people get stuck on a boat for 2-3 years, haven't progressed their career from joining as a yacht master offshore to ending as a yacht master offshore, maybe as a bosun instead of a deckhand. So what's your take on longevity? What's your ideal recommended period, assuming all things are progressing well? If the owner's not growing with you, then an honest conversation is okay. And this is where I actually have a situation right now with this. And I'll give you the scenario. It's a 50-meter yacht. The owner wants to move up to 80 meters. Yeah. It's a captain-wife couple. He loves both of them equally. Yeah. But the wife has said she wants to go and have kids. Yeah. So it is actually working in the captain's favor, because he realizes he wants the crew numbers, and running a 50-meter with one less person is not what he wants to do. But it's been an honest conversation. Yeah. And everybody's going to grow together. Now, if it's the other way, it's like, well, I need to carry on growing, and boss, you're not going anywhere. that's where I jump in. Is like, okay, boss, listen, this person deserves to carry on growing their career. They've been good to you. Let's do this in a way where they're part of hiring their replacement. Because because if they handle themselves well and find the right person to replace themselves, we're going to handle that person well and find that next boat for them.
Yeah, and you can do it within your fleet, correct? Is that kind of what we're creating here?
Correct. Yeah, within the fleets. Yeah, it's like, okay, we know this is a 3 to 5 years on a 50 meter.
Yeah.
Of course, I want to move to 70, 80 meter.
Yeah.
I have that opportunity, and this person behaved in a very professional, dignified way, completely transparent.
Yeah.
And we didn't leave the previous employer hanging or the previous boat owner hanging. And we also filled the space where I could look at the new client and go, I've got just the person for you.
Yeah. So it's like a divorce. Like every boat I've left.
Oh, it's hard.
Oh, I mean, every boat I've left is like between 2 to 5 to 6 years. And it's the hardest conversation I have in my career is sitting down with an owner and saying, it's been great. This is not you. This is me. Let's go down different paths and how can I help? They naturally get upset.
Well, the interesting thing about this conversation is, in my experience, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
The crew weren't paying attention to their own growth, but the owner is growing. So they moved from a 40 meter right up to a 90 meter, and the crew don't have the right license. But even though they were given the time off, they weren't taking advantage. And we have a budget. We put this in for crew training. The policy is quite simple. If it's a course that's applicable and will help the program grow, we will give you pay for it and you take the time off. A year later, you bring in all your receipts, your money will be reimbursed and the time will be zeroed back out. So you'll get that time back as vacation time.
Okay.
So it's free. It's free both financially and the time consumed to have it. And you have a job when you come back. Yeah. So that's up to you to use, but grow with the owner. Yeah. Because I see it more often where I was so dedicated to the boat, I didn't focus on what was actually happening, and now I don't have the license.
Yeah.
So that is.
You want to take it on. A lot of people have this thing like, that's not my job. That's not, I don't want to take on 2 jobs at once. But sometimes as a captain, you've got to be the one representing the seller, the buyer, the crew, the broker. So so what's your tips for junior captains per se? Or like you're saying, grow with the owner is a big one.
Yeah, is do as much people management training as you can. There's lots of it available. Use personality tests when you're doing them, when you're hiring someone. Again, lots available. Make sure that the person you're hiring, any person that's smart enough to be a crew member is smart enough to lie their way through an interview.
Yeah.
So weigh the personal interview at about 15% of your decision making. Find or come to companies like us that can provide personality tests. Yeah. Because if you're not a service-orientated person, that personality test will expose that.
Okay.
Because if you're not in the service industry, the other thing, the thing I took away from the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show this year, I went to an amazing conference about AI from the software developers of Zillow.
Yeah.
And what they shared with the group is when they developed Zillow, it took them about 50 programmers 2 years. And to give you an idea of how much that costs, a programmer out of college or code writer out of college, before they made one dime for the company, their salary started at $400,000 and went up. So you can imagine what 50 people cost. Today, using AI, AI does the code, so you don't need code writers anymore. They could create Zillow with 5 people in 10 days.
Wow.
Where I'm going with this, their closing statement was, if you're 40 years or younger and you haven't made yourself AI proof, you're done.
Yeah.
Yacht crew are AI.
What's AI proof mean? The knowledge of AI and using it?
Well, no, that AI can do your job.
Okay.
So, for example, if you, and this is, my doctor was just telling me, his son just graduated as a code writer.
Yeah.
Cannot get a job. If he had graduated as a plumber, he'd be all set.
Yeah.
Yacht crew are AI proof. Your job, you have an advantage over most of your friends that went to college to be an architect, to be an accountant, to be anything that AI is going to do.
Even a lawyer, like
you are AI proof.
Yeah.
Put some real value in. You don't know this yet. 5 years from now, you're going to remember this conversation and go, holy moly, 80% of my friends are unemployed, but I'm earning good money working in the service industry where I cannot be replaced by AI.
So that's the big side of it. Let's talk about social media now. In the last year, I've kind of been put into this situation where I'm involved in it, and I do enjoy it. And I enjoy it mostly because I have good conversations with people like you and can try and influence junior crew and crew of all levels be better at what they do for the clients. So right now, though, I do see so much social media and awards going to social media, and that's almost borderline below decks. And the reason I'm saying this is because to get traction on social media, you need drama. What space does that have in yachting when yachting is such an echelon of society?
There's a lot of talk about social media as we know it, because most of what you're seeing, the drama, is created by bots. It's not real people. Yeah. And this is something that's becoming more and more exposed. So if you're on social media, is it real? Are you really?
What's your message?
Quite frankly, there's no way to tell whether it's real. So pick your social media carefully. There's lots of great educational things you can do to better yourself as a human. Looking at social media and saying, look, these people are having a blast, these people are doing this, it's probably fake, or it's not how their real lives are.
Yeah.
Just put it away. It's social media as we know it, I think, has come to the end of its cycle. And there's good constructive social media, and then there's just stuff that breaks down society. If it's breakdown, just put it away. You're wasting your time.
Yeah,
you're getting poisoned.
These owners they're not there for that. The owners are there to get the best service they want, and I think too many people are not owner-centric. Like, you're doing a great balance. You're getting the best crew you can to provide the owner with the best service. Correct? That's your goal as PYC. Yeah. And you do that making the crew happy and safe and getting them good insurance, good time off, maybe pensions coming up. That's what makes a crew happy, and that's what makes an owner happy.
And again, you haven't seen this yet, but you will within 5 years, probably within 2. You have a lifelong career opportunity here.
Yeah.
As I said earlier on, a lot of your friends who've gone more the university route, desk route, don't. And that's scary.
And they're in debt for a couple $100,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. AI is very, very, very real. And the switch is happening now. I'm the treasurer of the Marine Industry Association, and I think that's a very good organization because they own the Full River Boat Show. So we are financially well off, and it attracts really high-end people. In the conversation yesterday at the board meeting is just this, is plumbers, electricians, welders. They are the next generation of wealthy people.
Yeah.
The days of huge wealth from being a trader or from being an architect,
a banker, those days, or the lawyer, or
it's done. That cycle is done.
Yeah.
So for the young crew coming in, you have an opportunity to be in an AI-proof world, and with a client that's they're willing to spend the money much more than you could possibly realize.
Yeah.
So with the right group and the right owner management group saying, yeah, this is an expensive game. Spend the money, you'll get the experience, and you'll be happy. So with the right funding and the right mindset, you have a lifelong career. You will do better than.
Oh, what about, like, because my son's turning of age towards opportunities at university, trade, maritime sector. I'm trying not to influence, of course. I'm saying yachting. But what about cadet, and same as your son, but what about cadetships? Do you see many opportunities in the yachting sector?
Absolutely. and this is after the pension plan. That's the next program we roll out. Yeah, I'm in touch with a couple of the schools that I think do a really good job. And I've asked their lecturers, if you have a student that just stands out, you go, yeah, this person's going to do something. I want to meet them. Because we will hire them. We'll do a 5-year or 4-year contract, just like an apprenticeship. Yeah. That we guarantee employment. We'll pay for all your schooling. However, if you break contract, you're going to pay us back on a pro rata of what we invested in you. Yeah. Exactly the same as the traditional apprenticeship program. So, yes, I'm a fan. I love it. And that's the
way I've looked at crew the last decade, to be honest. I find crew most times, like sometimes Facebook or when I go to a crew agent, I say, who is a green crew? Let me find the best green crew you can find, and I'll bring them into yachting after SCCW, and I'll introduce them after 1 year, get your ticket. Another year, get another ticket, and almost kind of train them up. And the amount of crew that I've seen come through that system with me that are exceptional now. I think it's a path of yachting, because we want to create a culture of professionalism rather than an individual ego that sometimes happens in the yachting industry.
Absolutely. And there are tools available that aren't being used. So, for example, when I did the merger with IGY Marinas, we pushed out the Triton program. And part of that is you get free Forbes training. I've sat in some of that training. It's incredibly good. But I had at the Fort Lauderdale show an opportunity to stay at Pier 66 for the show. Yeah. And when I checked out, the manager said, so what was the best part of your experience at Pier 66? And I didn't even have to think about it for a second. I said, the staff here, whoever you're using for your training, is unbelievably good. The guest experience is world class. They're using Forbes.
Oh, wow.
So
I mean, the marina staff or the hotel staff?
The hotel staff. Everybody that does the Forbes training, you feel it. As a guest, you feel it. And it's the small stuff. They remember your name after 2 or 3 times. When your room is made up beautifully, but all the charger coils, the charger wires are coiled up in a nice little band.
Yeah, lovely.
And it's done the same every single night.
The water faces the right way. The water faces you sit there.
Everything. And it's done. It doesn't matter who did it. It's done the same every night. So you don't have one night where this was amazing, the next like, oh, this is not as good as somebody slipped on this on the consistency. These programs are available. This is easy. Yes, there's a cost. Yeah, but the guest experience elevates so quickly. And unless you've done it, it's one of those, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. And once you've done it, you'll look at the program and go, God, we were missing so many little cues here that makes us a better program.
But none of that is in our training, in our traditional training.
Oh, no, this is where the schooling falls short. You get taught how to navigate, taught safety, not taught service. And crew naturally know how to service. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. They have the natural. It's the tweaks. Every guest on a yacht has stayed in a 5-star hotel. Yeah, at some point they've had that. You need to do 7-star. Yeah, the things like the Forbes training take you to that level, and unless you've done it, you don't know. Another thing I would recommend to crew and to captains, owners, when you are in an environment where you have access to a Four Seasons hotel or something like that, put the chief stew in a room for a night. Let them see, oh, this is what this looks like. This, oh shoot, we could do this.
It's not just that, it's the smell. You walk in, the music sometimes, the channel. Like I walked into one and it had my name on the TV. Welcome, Liam and Jeanette Devlin. And I'm like, that's the touch. Those are the things. And unless you know, you don't know if you don't know. You don't know unless you've experienced it. But your clients have on board a yacht. They've experienced. So when they're measuring you against that, and exposing yourself to that and understanding that's good stuff. Yeah. And I know owners will pay for it. I know owners will pay for chefs to go on specialty training courses, speciality, especially where you are in Seattle. There's a lot available to you for your chef to go and do sushi courses and all that sort of stuff. So make the most of that. So your biggest advice to crew is more train, invest in yourself, just as much as the boats invest in you. Instead of doing that 3 months on, 1 month off as a junior crew, take that 1 month off and do some courses.
Absolutely. And decide, I mean, this is business 101, but what is your brand? And I can rattle through yachting of people we know. Yeah. Peter Lurson is Lurson. He as an individual is a brand. Till with King with his crazy hairstyle is the brand. That's his eccentricity is the brand. And when you can go through all the well-known brokers and architects, they are a brand.
Same socks, or you see the same color shirt, pants, hat. You're like, this is branding in the end.
But you're branding as an individual, not as a company. So as a criminal, what is your brand? Is your brand that I flop around every 3 months and I'm inconsistent, or
you see
I'm
me
reliable,
at roadshow parties and I'm drunk, or
I'm reliable. I'm driven. I'm fun to be around. Yeah, I'm all of that. Yeah. What is your brand? And be very careful of this, because be careful what you put on social media. Every story, there's a lot of talks since the Palm Beach Boat Show about immigration in the US, but it's also immigration in Europe.
Oh, wow.
Understand what you are publishing on Instagram, Facebook is fully available to that immigration officer. The stuff that you say is my account's locked. No, it's not.
Yeah.
If you're coming across as, I'm a big party animal. I live in Australia, but I just bought a house in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
You're gonna get dinged. So think really hard about that. Because we have to move across borders for our living, think really hard about how your picture looks as you're transiting borders. If you were an immigration officer, would you want this person in your country?
Yeah. Well, the other day I went into America, from Canada to America, no passport. He looked at me, look at the camera, dunk. Liam Devlin, you've got an Irish Australian passport and you reside in Dominican Republic. I'm like, yes. He goes, okay, got it. And I'm like, that was impressive. He's like, don't need the passports anymore. Like, everyone thinks they're height, they can control their own identity per se. It's not. It's all digitalized.
Absolutely. And if you do have trusted traveler, known traveler in the US, now you just look and it's quick. I mean, it's before you push the button to take the photo, it's taken the photo and you're done. So the ability to track who you are as a person is growing exponentially. And just be careful of what you're putting out. What is your brand? If your brand is you're a happy-go-lucky, free-willing, I live and do whatever I want. Yeah. Then enjoy yachting for the short time you're going to be in it. Yeah. Because that's all it's going to be for you.
Yeah, it is, because yachting is a career. It is your brand. It is your reputation. And that's one thing I do enjoy about it. You know what I mean? People like yourselves have an exceptional reputation. There's so many brokers that are out there you see, and then there's ones that you hear the stories of and you're like, okay, we're not going to do business there. You know what I mean? And
the only time you won't be earning income is the time you choose not to earn income, as opposed to the people who sit on the beach for 6 months because nobody will employ them. So yeah, they may get paid more while they're employed than you are, and you might feel a little envious, but take into account how much time they sit in between jobs. And I bet over the course of 5 years, you're making infinitely more money, or you have a better lifestyle than they do, for sure.
So PYC is creating this culture of crew where you're looking career-focused, you're structured, you're getting good training, you're getting good relationships with owners that you can progress and make a career out of. Would that be a good summary?
That's what I want. I want to be a career provider. That's what we're doing. We are an HR company. We're not a payroll company. Yeah. There are other companies that promote themselves, but they are not really you're not yachties. I am at heart, I'm a yachty.
You're an engineer by trade. And
I love it. I loved it. I had such a good experience. This is a legacy business of mine. I had good success as a yacht manager. Yeah. I can safely say that I've had access to hundreds of yacht owners on a very personal yacht, thousands of yachts, tens of thousands of crew. 35 years in the business. This is the legacy I want to leave behind, is that I made the yacht careers better. I was able to do this in my business world. I still am, but I want to do this with yacht crews. The day we stumbled across a company run by Graeme Lord is the day that my career improved. Yeah. And I have staff that have worked for me where they got married while they were employed to me. They've had children while they're employed by me, and their children are now graduating college, and the only employer they've known of their parents is me.
Oh,
that means more to me than any amount of dollars that you can put in my pocket. Yeah. That you've left behind you've made a positive impact on your community. So the yacht crew are my community. Somebody said to me, they gave me a really good analogy the other day. They said, what you're doing, it's like the hunter and the bear. You don't have to run faster than the bear. You just have to run faster than the slowest hunter. I don't think anybody's doing a very good job in the yacht crew advancement sector. So we are running faster than all our competitors. They're only because they're really slow hunters. There's a lot I can do.
Sure. So I think they're also competing against each other for a small amount. Or they're competing each other for kind of the new crew and the crew agencies, where what you're creating is not. It's a culture. It's an environment. It's almost like one vessel across a whole fleet of yachts. Does that make sense?
Correct. We don't do crew placement. Yeah. However, we have partnered with a firm, and
I saw that.
I love the way in which we're doing something completely different.
Yeah.
The crew member is employed by the same structure as all the other crew, and placed on the boat for 3 months at no charge. At the end of 3 months, whoever is a decision maker says, yes, we like this person and we're going to keep them, at which time the crew placement fee is due, or it's not working out, find us someone else. And no, there's no cure, no pay for the crew placement team. So you've got real buy-in, because as you know, what happens now is they put somebody forward. It's probably just one of 20 resumes you pick. And if it doesn't work out, we will warranty that person. Yeah. But they've been paid. So what is the warranty? They're going to send you the bottom of the pile. They're not going to send you another winner,
which makes that company makes a company that you're working with now more vested in finding the right crew member.
Both ways. Yeah. We're vested in finding the right crew member, and crew member don't muck us about, because we haven't been paid. We're not. So if you're going to bail for some frivolous reason, don't bother talking to us ever again. Yeah, you just cost us money. We're not interested.
And you got to mark against your name. Like, the reason I think I've been successful is for 20 years. I'm 25 years in yachting now. So 20 years, I didn't say nothing. I just went to sea. Went around the world, different boats, different owners, kept everyone happy. And the last 5 years, I've seen so many people young in the industry saying that how important they are and valuable they are and how many things they've done. I'm like, you guys are just kids. So 5-10 years in the industry is not that long. Like, there's so many of these captains I work with as colleagues, 15, 20 years, 25 years in yachting. What they've seen has value. And that's why I want junior crew to be a little bit more long-term vision and look at this industry like a career.
Absolutely.
I love what you're doing, mate. I love what you're doing.
AI has changed that. And I understand there is a motivation to say, well, I have a crew business, a crew placement company, and the more the crew turnover, the more money I make. And I'll have a payroll company that charges to set someone up and to terminate them. So the more turnover, the more money I make. Yeah. I get that business. That's not for me.
It's not sustainable.
My business. It's not good for the industry, because you are going to run your clientele out. And this is what I say to the industry, to go back to where we started. As a business owner, if you had retained 40% of your current business plus what you have, you'd be 40% further ahead of where you are today, simply by keeping crew. Yeah. That's all you have to do. And that's a conservative, because the real number is probably closer to 90%. You could be twice the size that you are today because you already had the clients. Instead, you're losing clients, you have to go find new clients. So this is a pretty simple change.
That's your advice for business owners in the industry as much as
Yeah.
All these yacht crew that want to be entrepreneurs and run their own businesses, that's the lesson.
Yeah, because it does it. What the least expensive thing is to keep a client. The most expensive thing is to get a new client.
Yeah.
So keeping your existing clients should be the absolute focus. And if they're all 95% are leaving because of crew turnover, that should be the absolute focus.
Yeah.
But I do get that the people, my other slow hunters, are motivated by money.
Yeah. That's the easy picking.
Right.
That's the easy picking.
That's the low fruits. That is the low hanging fruit.
Yeah. You don't get strong doing that way. And eventually the low fruit run out.
Absolutely. So that's
Graeme, I really thank you. I cannot thank you enough. You're one of the leaders of the industry without a doubt, from your success at Fairport to PYC, but also your advice that you're giving, not just crew, but business leaders and industry. You joined us last year in the business of yachting on board Unbridled. What's PYC in 3 words, if you want to say that to the audience? And kind of three things that you want PYC to stand for in your legacy.
Yacht crew solution.
Beautiful. Love it. Yacht crew solution that also works for the owner's longevity.
And to the brokers out there, I say to them, if your client, if the word involves crew, call me.
Perfect. Yep. If your word involves crew to all the brokers.
If the sentence involves crew, just call me.
And for all crew joining or in the industry, I think go to PYC. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's what it offers yourself in terms of stability is something that I have looked for my whole personal career. I've just done it by myself, but I now know that there's a company out there that supports the vision that I hold dearly, which is professionalism and standard. So thanks, Graeme. Wonderful to see you.
Thank you to you for what you're doing with the industry and getting the word out. You're doing an outstanding job. Really appreciate you.
No, pleasure, mate. Lovely to spend time with you. And thanks again for everything.
All right. Thanks, my friend.
If your brand belongs in the heart of the yachting world, this is where it happens. Yachting International Radio reaches over 1 million yachting professionals and enthusiasts every month, with 77 million impressions, 220,000 social followers, and 74,000 podcast subscribers. Our hosts are insiders, crew, captains, CEOs, trusted voices shaping the industry. This is targeted, high-impact advertising in a luxury niche. Visit yachtinginternationalradio.com/advertise. Your audience is already listening.